basically, Rocky was working with the promoter for Tasha to get us on board to agree to do that promoter shows. And in turn, he was giving...
Y'all better brace yourselves, because what just detonated from Tasha K's studio has shaken the entire scene to its core. This wasn't shade. This wasn't whispered gossip behind curtains. This was a live, unfiltered, allegedly on-the-record revelation that instantly turned a so-called power marriage into a headline-making disaster. Sources say silence fell the moment Rocky Vivian leaned in and admitted he could no longer guard secrets. Cameras rolling, Mike's intensity palpable, and according to alleged insiders, he held nothing back. He revealed Todd Tucker had been living a secret double life while married. A hidden reality that collided violently with the public image fans adored. Not a fling, not a misunderstanding, a repeated pattern. Allegedly a truth everyone sensed, but nobody dared voice. And here's where it cuts deep because insiders claim Kandi Burruss had already sensed the danger. The warnings, the private confrontations, the desperate pleas to stop before it all imploded. Sources allege she begged for the truth to remain buried, not to protect lies, but to preserve a family, a legacy, a lifetime of achievements. And yet, the story says it didn't stop there. When Rocky's words hit the airwaves, the fallout was instantaneous. Phones exploding, group chats erupting, industry figures racing to distance themselves. And Kandi, according to multiple accounts, didn't just erupt in rage, but in pure heartbreak. Because betrayal doesn't just destroy marriages. It rewrites legacies. This isn't merely about an alleged affair. This is silence weaponized, image prioritized over truth, a woman watching her private agony broadcast for all to see. And the most chilling detail, sources say, this is only the opening act. More voices, more proof, more people ready to speak. If even half of these claims are true, this is no longer gossip. Period. It's an industry reckoning. What's happening? But they expect me to do business. And look at this. My family crumbling. Everyone else scheming to profit. This is insane. Hold tight, because what you're about to hear isn't a rumor from a salon or a comment that slipped online. This is a story insiders swore would never leave the shadows. The kind of story buried in hushed calls, deleted texts, and tense silences. And now, allegedly, it's surfaced. According to multiple sources, everything shifted the night Tasha K show went from chaotic to explosive. Cameras rolling, energy electric, and no one anticipated Rocky Vivian's next move. He didn't hint at it. He didn't hint. He allegedly leaned in and declared enough was enough. What came next, insiders claim, felt less like gossip and more like a revelation no one was prepared to witness. Rocky allegedly revealed that Todd Tucker, long portrayed as a devoted husband and loyal partner, had been hiding a secret double life while married. Not confusion, not idle speculation. A repeated hidden pattern that shattered the image fans had been sold. Sources say the room froze because the implication wasn't minor. It wasn't subtle. It was catastrophic. And the most disturbing detail, according to those close to the situation, is that this wasn't entirely new behind the scenes. Industry whispers suggest certain circles had sensed fragments for years. Quiet exchanges, sidelong glances, stories that never fully aligned. But no one dared speak it aloud. Not when reputations, brands, and entire careers depended on silence. Rocky allegedly didn't care anymore. Sources say he insisted Todd maintained a secret relationship that crossed boundaries. A hidden emotional connection that allegedly violated vows while they were still married. And as those words hit the air, what made it explosive wasn't just the claim, it was the timing. Because allegedly, Kandi Burruss had sensed trouble long before the public caught a hint. Insiders claim Kandi had been wrestling with doubts privately, trying to reconcile love with mounting suspicion. Sources describe late-night confrontations, heated arguments, moments where truth nearly surfaced. But didn't. Not from ignorance, but from hope that she was wrong. Allegedly, Kandi warned Todd. Not once. Multiple times, sources described these moments as raw, painful, unguarded. No, Cameras, no audience, just a woman desperately trying to hold her marriage together while feeling it slipping through her fingers. She allegedly told him that if the truth ever went public, it wouldn't just harm their relationship, it would obliterate everything they built, their image, their family, their legacy. But according to Gossip Now, the behavior didn't stop. What makes this story heartbreaking isn't merely the alleged betrayal, it's the silence that followed. Insiders say Kandi tried to compartmentalize the anguish to keep functioning publicly while privately unraveling. To the outside world, she remained powerful, composed, untouchable. Behind closed doors, sources claimed she was crumbling. And then came the show. When Rocky allegedly spoke the words aloud, the reaction was immediate. Phones erupted. Messages flooded group chats. People who once smiled for cameras suddenly went silent. According to insiders, panic ensued, not because lies were spreading, but because secrets were finally exposed. Sources say Kandi's reaction wasn't theatrical. It wasn't performative. It was fury forged from humiliation and grief. Not just anger at Todd, but rage at an entire network that allegedly knew pieces of the truth and chose convenience over honesty. People who watched her smile in public while privately fighting to save her marriage. According to those close to her, this wasn't just about love lost. It was about trust being obliterated. As the allegations spread, the marriage reportedly began crumbling under the weight of what could no longer be ignored. Insiders claimed the divorce wasn't sudden. It was the final act in a process that had emotionally ended long before. By the time papers were signed, sources say the relationship had been bleeding silently for years. What darkens this story further is the alleged sense of isolation. Kandi, once surrounded by allies, reportedly felt exposed and vulnerable. Sources claimed she believed the industry would protect her or at least remain silent. Instead, whispers morphed into commentary and commentary spiraled into spectacle. And Todd, according to gossip sources, his silence only amplified the chaos. No clear denial, no firm statement, just a void where honesty should have been. And in that void, speculation erupted. Every past clip re-examined, every interaction reinterpreted, every smile dissected. Insiders say this is where Kandi truly broke, not publicly, but inside. Because there's a unique kind of pain in realizing your private warnings were ignored and your darkest fears were true. Sources describe this not as scandal for scandal's sake, but as a collapse of a marriage, of trust, of a carefully curated image over years. And the tragedy, insiders say, is that it didn't have to end this way. But now that it's exposed, there's no putting it back. Sources claim Rocky didn't reveal everything. Not even close. What he shared was just enough to crack the door open. And once that door opened, those who had stayed silent began questioning their own silence. Not for attention, but because they were exhausted from pretending all was fine. And if insiders' hints are true, this story is far from over. Because allegedly, there are more conversations, more confessions, more perspectives that have yet to surface. And the deeper it goes, the less it looks like a personal issue, and the more it exposes a system that rewards silence until it cannot anymore. This isn't just about who loved who. It's about who knew, who stayed quiet, and who paid the ultimate price for that silence. And this is only the beginning. Brace yourself, because what happened next on Tasha K's show sent shockwaves through the reality TV universe. The camera lingered, capturing every flicker of disbelief on the studio faces as Rocky Bivens, calm yet fierce, delivered a revelation no one anticipated. Todd Tucker, he began, voice steady, slicing through the tension like a scalpel, was living a life beyond imagination. Not just secrets, but a recurring pattern of betrayal stretching across years. The air was thick with anticipation, every word weighted with decades of whispered rumors finally detonating. Todd, sitting just off camera, stayed silent, eyes flitting nervously. But the damage was irreversible. What Rocky revealed wasn't a fleeting mistake. It was an ongoing, hidden relationship, concealed in plain sight, one he claimed went far beyond friendship. Sources say Kandi had sensed something was wrong long before it reached the public. She had confronted Todd privately, her voice trembling with equal parts fury and grief, warning him that exposure would not just destroy their marriage, but obliterate the life they had painstakingly built together. If anyone finds out, it's over. Not just for us, but for everything I've sacrificed, she reportedly pleaded. But Todd's defiance, insiders claim, persisted, and the emotional weight began gnawing at Kandi from the inside. On air, The audience saw only a poised exterior. Yet behind closed doors, she was drowning in disbelief, fury, and heartbreak. Every revelation from Rocky peeled back layers of betrayal, revealing a man living a double life while the woman he vowed to protect and honor struggled with shattered trust. Allegedly, the affair wasn't a single misstep. It was a recurring pattern. Rocky claimed Todd's interactions weren't casual, fleeting, or innocent. Multiple sources confirmed Todd maintained secret messages, covert meetings, and clandestine rendezvous that stretched over years right under Kandi's watchful eye. The studio audience reacted audibly. Whispers escalated into gasps as footage, screenshots, and unnamed source testimonies were displayed. Each detail compounded the shock, painting a portrait of betrayal so deep it shook the foundation of what many considered a flawless power couple. Kandi's emotional breaking point, insiders say, wasn't just the affair. It was the deception. Trust, once fractured, forced her to question every glance, every word, every smile shared between them. People close to her noted she tried to remain strong for. The cameras always projecting confidence and control, but the private reality was far more devastating. The show highlighted this contrast vividly, capturing Kandi's struggle to maintain public composure while navigating the private collapse of her marriage. Rocky's revelations didn't stop at emotional betrayal. They allegedly exposed a broader systemic pattern within their circle. Allegedly, industry figures knew of Todd's double life and stayed silent, letting the narrative unfold unchecked. Kandi, sources say, felt abandoned not only by her husband, but by those meant to protect and support her. Her outrage, captured in intense moments during the episode, stemmed from realizing deception had become normalized around her. Every shocked panelist, every camera angle, and every gasp underscored the enormity of the exposure. As the episode progressed, it became clear Todd's actions had consequences far beyond his marriage. Allegedly, Kandi's private attempts to intervene, to warn him, to salvage even a fragment of their relationship, were met with defiance, revealing a man completely detached from accountability. Rocky's words, precise and unflinching, painted someone willing to risk lives, reputations, and marriages to pursue hidden desires. The tension in the room was palpable, and viewers online instantly flooded social media, reacting with disbelief and outrage. Comments suggested this story went far beyond celebrity gossip. It was about trust shattered, betrayal, and the fragility of public facades. Allegedly, the emotional toll on Kandi reached its peak when focus shifted to the impact on her personal life. Friends close to her noted sleepless nights, silent tears, and moments of blinding anger. The episode painstakingly captured these moments, highlighting the contrast of public strength versus private vulnerability. Every reaction, every sigh, every pained glance told the tale of a woman grappling with betrayal so deep it threatened to redefine her entire identity. The audience watched Kandi navigate the storm, her poise never fully hiding the heartbreak beneath. Rocky continued to peel back layers, alleging Todd's secret life was meticulously planned, calculated, and maintained even as he posed as a devoted husband. Allegedly, this wasn't a single lapse in judgment, but a deliberate, ongoing deception stretching across years. The story, constructed through witness testimonies, alleged evidence, and personal anecdotes, suggested Todd's double life had become entwined with the very fabric of his existence. Kandi's eventual realization of this truth, insiders say, left her in shock, fury, and disbelief. The episode ended with Kandi visibly shaken yet fiercely composed, issuing statements reflecting both her pain and resolve. While the public saw calm control, the whispers, screenshots, and cracks hinted at devastation beneath. Allegedly, this moment was a tipping point not only for Kandi and Todd, but for everyone involved. Rocky's revelations opened the floodgates, prompting others to share their encounters, suspicions, and hidden experiences with Todd. The impact of this exposure was enormous, threatening to ripple across both personal and professional circles. As viewers processed the shocking details, the broader implications became unmistakable. Allegedly, this wasn't just infidelity. It was an industry-wide reflection of secrecy, deception, and double standards. Kandi, sources say, was left to pick up the pieces, managing heartbreak while navigating the public fallout. Every detail, every claim, every gasp-worthy revelation contributed to a narrative simultaneously tragic, explosive, and deeply human. The episode wasn't just a story of betrayal. It was a courtroom of public scrutiny, a spectacle of raw emotion, and a masterclass in viral storytelling. By the end, viewers questioned not just Todd's choices, but the culture that allowed such deception to fester unchecked. Allegedly, Kandi's ordeal became emblematic of a larger truth. Appearances deceive. Loyalty is fragile. The reality behind closed doors is far more dramatic than what is ever broadcast. The episode closed with lingering tension, unanswered questions, and the promise of more revelations, leaving the audience horrified yet captivated, eagerly awaiting the next chapter in a story that shattered the illusion of perfection. Rocky's words echoed long after the cameras stopped rolling, an indictment, a revelation, a warning. Allegedly, Todd's secret life reflected a culture of silence and complicity. Kandi's response, intense and unfiltered, became a rallying point for conversations about trust, betrayal, and consequences of hidden desires. The story, while personal, resonated widely, sparking debates across social media, fan forums, and reality TV circles. The fallout, insiders claim, had only begun. Allegedly, Todd's secret wasn't a single scandal. It was a repeated pattern impacting multiple lives, leaving destruction in its wake. Kandi, though heartbroken, emerged as a figure of resilience, confronting betrayal while navigating relentless public scrutiny. Every shocking detail revealed on Tasha K's show cemented this episode as a landmark in celebrity drama, a masterful, emotionally charged, and utterly viral tale of deception, heartbreak, and the human cost of secrets kept too long. Allegedly, the ripples of this exposure would continue to spread, affecting relationships, careers, and public perception. Every tweet, every comment, every news clip amplified the story, propelling it deeper into public consciousness. For Kandi, the experience was both devastating and transformative, forcing her to confront a reality that was painful, unavoidable, and utterly shocking. The intensity of the episode, insiders say, marked a pivotal moment, not just in her life, but in how the world understood the fragility of trust, the complexity of relationships, and the explosive consequences of secrets long buried. The narrative of betrayal, heartbreak, and revelation reached a fever pitch, leaving audiences stunned, emotional, and undeniably riveted. Allegedly, Todd's hidden affair was more than a personal scandal. It was a cautionary tale of deception, power, and the human cost of living a life split between truth and facade. The episode concluded not with resolution, but with a raw, unfiltered glimpse into the chaos secrecy can create. Chaos that would continue to unfold, shocking viewers and leaving a permanent mark on reality TV history. Allegedly, what transpired on Tasha K's show was only the beginning. Every whisper, every disclosure, every emotional fracture signaled that the story was far from complete. Kandi's heartbreak, Rocky's fearless exposure, and Todd's concealed life became the perfect storm of drama, emotion, and viral intrigue, setting the stage for even more shocking revelations. The episode ended with a chilling reality. In the world of reality TV, nothing is as it seems, and betrayal can hide in plain sight for years. Allegedly, Kandi's journey through heartbreak and revelation would continue to captivate, horrify, and mesmerize audiences, cementing this saga as one of the most emotionally intense, viral, and unforgettable stories in recent memory. As the dust settled from Rocky Bivens' explosive revelations, the atmosphere remained charged with disbelief. What began as an emotional storm on Tasha K's show now rippled far beyond the studio walls. Sources claimed that Kandi, despite her public composure, was reeling from the full magnitude of Todd Tucker's betrayals. Allegedly, every hidden message, secret rendezvous, and clandestine encounter weighed heavily on her, forming an emotional chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. Friends close to her revealed she spent nights staring at the ceiling, tears streaming silently, grappling with the truth that the man she trusted most had lived a double life. Insiders say what made it even more devastating was the premeditated nature of Todd's actions. Allegedly, this wasn't a single lapse in judgment. It was a meticulously hidden life maintained while he publicly presented himself as the ideal husband. Each revelation on the show, corroborated by anonymous industry sources, suggested a pattern of deception normalized, even enabled, by those around him. The shockwaves extended to Kandi's social circle, many blindsided by the depth of the betrayal. Allegedly, the psychological toll on Kandi was immense. Witnesses close to her noted moments of trembling rage mixed with despair, a complex cocktail fueled by heartbreak, humiliation, and injustice. Every secret Todd had kept seemed to echo through her life. According to sources, she questioned not only Todd's loyalty, but also the integrity of everyone who stayed silent, allowing this double life to persist. The tragedy wasn't merely personal. It reflected a systemic failure, a culture of secrecy where appearances mattered more than truth. Rocky's testimony, sources claim, opened a floodgate of further revelations. Allegedly, industry insiders began stepping forward with corroborating accounts, sharing screenshots, alleged voicemails, and eyewitness stories that painted a more complete picture of Todd's hidden life. Each disclosure added layers of shock and disbelief. The story wasn't just about infidelity. It was about the deliberate dismantling of trust over years, leaving a trail of emotional devastation. Every tweet, every comment, every news clip amplified the story, propelling it deeper into public consciousness. For Kandi, the experience was both devastating and transformative, forcing her to confront a reality that was painful, unavoidable, and utterly shocking. The intensity of the episode, insiders say, marked a pivotal moment, not just in her life, but in how the world understood the fragility of trust, the complexity of relationships, and the explosive consequences of secrets long buried. The narrative of betrayal, heartbreak, and revelation reached a fever pitch, leaving audiences stunned, emotional, and undeniably riveted. Allegedly, Todd's hidden affair was more than a personal scandal. It was a cautionary tale of deception, power, and the human cost of living a life split between truth and facade. The episode concluded not with resolution, but with a raw, unfiltered glimpse into the chaos secrecy can create. A chaos that would continue to unfold, shocking viewers and leaving a permanent mark on reality TV history. Allegedly, what transpired on Tasha K's show was only the beginning. Every whisper, every disclosure, every emotional fracture signaled that the story was far from complete. Kandi's heartbreak, Rocky's fearless exposure, and Todd's concealed life became the perfect storm of drama, emotion, and viral intrigue, setting the stage for even more shocking revelations. The episode ended with a chilling reality. In the world of reality TV, nothing is as it seems, and betrayal can hide in plain sight for years. Allegedly, Kandi's journey through heartbreak and revelation would continue to captivate, horrify, and mesmerize audiences, cementing this saga as one of the most emotionally intense, viral, and unforgettable stories in recent memory. As the dust settled from Rocky Bivens' explosive revelations, the atmosphere remained charged with disbelief. What began as an emotional storm on Tasha K's show now rippled far beyond the studio walls. Sources claimed that Kandi, despite her public composure, was reeling from the full magnitude of Todd Tucker's betrayals. Allegedly, every hidden message, secret rendezvous, and clandestine encounter weighed heavily on her, forming an emotional chasm that seemed impossible to bridge. Friends close to her revealed she spent nights staring at the ceiling, tears streaming silently, grappling with the truth that the man she trusted most had lived a double life. Insiders say what made it even more devastating was the premeditated nature of Todd's actions. Allegedly, this wasn't a single lapse in judgment. It was a meticulously hidden life maintained while he publicly presented himself as the ideal husband. Each revelation on the show, corroborated by anonymous industry sources, suggested a pattern of deception normalized, even enabled, by those around him. The shockwaves extended to Kandi's social circle, many blindsided by the depth of the betrayal. Allegedly, the psychological toll on Kandi was immense. Witnesses close to her noted moments of trembling rage mixed with despair, a complex cocktail fueled by heartbreak, humiliation, and injustice. Every secret Todd had kept seemed to echo through her life. According to sources, she questioned not only Todd's loyalty, but also the integrity of everyone who stayed silent, allowing this double life to persist. The tragedy wasn't merely personal. It reflected a systemic failure, a culture of secrecy where appearances mattered more than truth. Rocky's testimony, sources claim, opened a floodgate of further revelations. Allegedly, industry insiders began stepping forward with corroborating accounts, sharing screenshots, alleged voicemails, and eyewitness stories that painted a more complete picture of Todd's hidden life. Each disclosure added layers of shock and disbelief. The story wasn't just about infidelity. It was about the deliberate dismantling of trust over years, leaving a trail of emotional devastation. Every encounter, message, and interaction had been meticulously orchestrated to mask his true intentions. Sources suggest the betrayal was systematic, leaving Kandi questioning not only Todd's character, but her own judgment and the trust she had extended. The mix of heartbreak, public exposure, and social scrutiny created an emotionally charged environment, pushing the story into a realm of tragedy that resonated far beyond personal relationships. Allegedly, the show's exposure of these events triggered further revelations. Anonymous insiders claimed additional details were emerging, tales of secret meetings, hidden communications, and behavioral patterns that went beyond what Rocky had disclosed. Each new claim intensified public fascination, turning the saga into a viral spectacle of scandal, emotional turmoil, and celebrity intrigue. Kandi's journey became a central focus for discussions about the fragility of trust and the human consequences of deception. Allegedly, this saga highlighted not only personal betrayal, but a systemic culture in entertainment that allowed secrecy and double lives to thrive. Friends and colleagues of Kandi reportedly reflected on how the environment around them enabled Todd's actions to continue unchecked, creating collective guilt and complicity. The story's emotional intensity, combined with shocking revelations, made it a viral phenomenon, captivating millions who followed every development with rapt attention. Allegedly, Kandi's final reckoning was both personal and public. The combination of betrayal, exposure, and social media amplification created a narrative that was tragic, cathartic, and unforgettable. Sources described Kandi confronting Todd with the full weight of the evidence, expressing not just sorrow, but righteous anger at the years of deception. Every tear, every word, and every confrontation became a testament to the emotional toll of betrayal and the resilience required to endure public scandal. Allegedly, the aftermath of the show and Rocky's revelations cemented the saga as a landmark in reality TV history. The mixture of heartbreak, scandal, and viral exposure created a narrative transcending gossip. It became a cultural conversation about trust, integrity, and the consequences of hidden lives. Kandi's journey, captured in raw, unfiltered detail, provided a compelling portrait of resilience amid devastation, resonating with audiences worldwide. Allegedly, as new claims continued to surface, Kandi's story reminded the world that deception has far-reaching consequences, not just for those directly involved, but everyone around them. The narrative underscored the fragility of trust, the cost of secrecy, and the power of public exposure in enforcing accountability. Kandi's emotional strength, despite the magnitude of betrayal, became emblematic of resilience in the face of scandal, making the saga one of the most emotionally intense and viral stories in recent celebrity history. Allegedly, the story was far from over. Every revelation, every anonymous source, every viral clip added to a narrative promising further disclosures. Kandi, though deeply affected, remained central, navigating heartbreak, public scrutiny, and relentless media attention. The story, with all its emotional intensity, shocking twists, and viral appeal, became a masterclass in celebrity gossip storytelling, tragic, explosive, and impossible to ignore. Allegedly, this was not just infidelity. It was a study of human vulnerability, public facades, and the devastating consequences of hidden lives. Kandi's ordeal, captured with emotional precision and viral storytelling power, left audiences shocked, riveted, and emotionally invested. The ripple effects, sources claim, would continue to reshape perceptions, relationships, and public conversation for months to come. Allegedly, as viewers absorbed the shocking disclosures, the emotional weight remained undeniable. Kandi's story had transcended personal betrayal to become a symbol of resilience, a viral saga of heartbreak, and a cautionary tale of trust shattered. Every revelation, every gasp-inducing moment, and every tearful reflection ensured this saga would remain etched in public memory, an emotionally charged, power-packed spectacle of viral gossip, heartbreak, and relentless drama. The final act, insiders claim, was not closure, but a beginning. A stage set for further revelations, emotional reckonings, and viral drama that would continue to captivate audiences. Kandi's journey, shaped by heartbreak, betrayal, and raw emotional intensity, cemented her as a figure of both tragedy and strength, leaving viewers shocked, emotionally gripped, and waiting for the next explosive chapter in a saga that had already redefined reality TV gossip history. Allegedly, the story's impact went beyond private scandal. Social media engagement, trending topics, and public discourse amplified the narrative globally, transforming Kandi's personal heartbreak into a viral phenomenon. Every disclosure, every tear, and every confrontation contributed to a story that was emotionally intense, tragically compelling, and explosively viral, solidifying it as a landmark example of celebrity drama in the digital era. Allegedly, as Kandi navigated the fallout, the saga continued to unfold, revealing the fragility of trust, the consequences of secrecy, and the emotional toll of living a life steeped in deception. Her journey became a focal point for millions of viewers, a viral testament to heartbreak, resilience, and the explosive power of truth exposed. Finally, allegedly, the saga concluded with a chilling realization: nothing would ever be the same. Kandi's ordeal had exposed a web of betrayal, deception, and public scrutiny, leaving a mark that would echo through the entertainment industry, social media, and the lives of everyone involved. The story remained a masterclass in viral, emotionally intense, and power-packed celebrity gossip, a narrative that shocked, captivated, and consumed audiences, leaving them unable to look away. Allegedly, this was only the beginning of the fallout. Every whisper, every revelation, and every tearful moment continued to fuel the story, ensuring that Kandi's tale of heartbreak, betrayal, and resilience would dominate headlines, social feeds, and viral discussions for months, cementing its place as one of the most emotionally charged, power-packed, and unforgettable celebrity gossip sagas in recent memory. Brace yourself, because what just unfolded is far from over. Kandi's heartbreak isn't merely private. It's a public spectacle, a warning that betrayal can lurk behind the most perfect facade. Sources say she's still reeling from the revelations, haunted by years of lies, secret rendezvous, and the double life Todd allegedly led while the world watched her as the picture of loyalty. Every message, every whispered meeting, every concealed moment now paints a portrait of deception so deep it's almost unimaginable. The emotional toll is staggering. Friends close to her say she's navigating a storm of anger, despair, and disbelief, all while the world scrutinizes her every reaction. Allegedly, this scandal doesn't stop at Kandi and Todd. Rocky Bevan's explosive disclosure has ignited a firestorm, prompting insiders and unnamed sources to step forward, potentially revealing even more layers of betrayal. The ripple effects are shaking the industry to its core. Viewers are demanding answers. Social media is erupting, and the conversation shows no sign of slowing. Every post, every comment, every viral clip feeds a narrative of trust shattered and lives torn apart. Kandi's rage, heartbreak, and relentless strength have made her a symbol, a woman confronting deception with fierce honesty in a world that too often rewards silence. The story is escalating, and it's far from over. Allegedly, Todd's hidden life is only the tip of the iceberg, with even more shocking revelations yet to surface. Kandi's fight for truth, for closure, and for her dignity continues, and the public is watching her every move. Stay tuned, because the fallout is intensifying, and when the next explosive details drop, it will shake the reality TV world like never before. Share the story, follow every update, and witness the unraveling of one of the most jaw-dropping, emotionally charged scandals in recent memory. This isn't just gossip. It's a raw, unfiltered look at betrayal, resilience, and the shocking truths hidden behind the scenes.